Hey, Fit Fam! It's your girl, Orlandina Valen. I am the Fitter Woman, and welcome to our grand finale. Say yes in that dress. It's been a Muscles and Stilettos special, and it's been all about love. That's what we wanted to show is that no matter what is going on, I know so many events, so many just wonderful things that you had plans have been postponed and been canceled. But I want you guys to know love has not been canceled. And tonight we are celebrating that. And I want to let you know that next month, for the month of February, the Fritter Woman has a love initiative that you will all want to be a part of. So we are not going to stop the love now. We're going to keep that love going. Tonight, I'm so excited to have some very special guests. One of our first guests is a wedding officiant, Lynette Gomillion, and she's going to talk about what it means to get married, especially now, and how couples have changed. It's not your traditional couple anymore. And so how weddings have gotten so creative and just so unique. Next, we have Sydney of AZ Time Rental. And all the photos that you've seen, all the venue where these outdoor interviews, that's where if you want to know more about Serenity by the Sea, you're going to have to talk to Sid. All the photos that I've gotten so much great feedback about where we filmed. They're like, where is this place? Sid is the man. He's going to let you know where to go. And then next and not finally and not least, we have KL Allen of Perfect Populations. He's going to tell us all about the dress. The dress, ladies. We know when we go shopping for that wedding dress, we're in the racks, we're in the magazines, and we're like, is it it? And you try it on and you try it on. There's always that struggle about finding that perfect dress. And KL Allen is going to be here to tell us how we can look beautiful in any gown. All right, fam. So stay tuned. My name is Orlandina Valen, and I am the Fitter Woman. I'm an educator, motivator, professional bodybuilder. I am the People's Health Coach, here to help you to become your best selves. And this is Muscles and Stilettos.
I am Wonder Woman. A wonder of a woman. A creature so fearfully and wonderfully made that even my creator had to sit back and say, man. An amazing Amazon, protected to all. Hell hath none of you that I can reach. Should I own my muscles? Mother Earth, growing potential ideas, birthing those ready to be born and those ready to be reborn.
And welcome back to Muscles and Stilettos. And here are my wonderful guests for the evening, Sydney, Reverend Lynette, and KL Allen. Say good evening, fam.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
And KL, by the way, is hailing all the way from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. And then Sid and Lynette and myself are Long Island. What's up, Long Island?
A little more excitement from Long Island.
Yes,
I know.
please.
We like Long Island.
Long Island.
Okay.
I remember when I was growing up, it was Strong Island. That's what we say. Just make it sound
But we're still
That's why, because I remember when they first came out, we were like, Strong Island. Okay. All right. And then we had some famous rappers start coming out from like Roosevelt, Freeport, Uniondale, then out east. They made it real popular to be a Long Islander. So shout out to all the Strong Island movement, to the beginning and start of the Strong Island movement. Made it cool. Because that's because everybody, when they say ATL, they even got letters. The A.
Oh.
We don't have that for Long Island.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they even got some A. Yeah, we don't have that. It's okay. All right. I digress. So, fam, welcome. I wanted to just talk to each of you and just say, hey, with everything that's going on, this episode was made in love and just dedicated to love. And the month of love is coming up real soon. And so what do you guys have coming up for the month of February, the month of love? Sid, Are you renting out any hearts? Oh, by the way, Sid has these thrones. So anybody who's planning to do some crazy, just really beautiful party, you guys need to get yourselves these thrones. Go ahead, Sid.
Yes, besides the thrones that you saw, I just recently got a double throne in a gold with white and gold with the diamond bezels.
Oh,
So besides the single one, I also have currently now have the double
okay.
that we're
The
going to be
purple
renting
throne.
out. We also have the silver and white with the diamond bezel
Okay.
throne chair.
My brain is just going.
Yes, and we also, since we moved into our location in West Hempstead, the last time you stopped over, you saw the design that we did in the front windows,
Yeah.
and we're going. Believe it or not, that's brought in a lot of business in the sense that people who are passing by literally have stopped the cars just to look into the windows and see, because at first they never knew it was a rental shop. I
Yeah.
was using it as a warehouse until I started using it as a warehouse and a showroom. So now people who are passing by, not only when they're walking, they stop and look at the windows, but cars stopping by are actually stopping. And the neighbors are telling me it's bringing a lot of attraction to the actual products that we rent or the services that we provide.
So Sid, tell us about your platform, Easy Time Rental. I think that's like genius. What do you do and what makes it so easy to use?
Well, currently, like I said, I didn't reinvent the wheel. I just did some modifications. There's a lot of platforms out there that provide these kind of marketplaces for the event rental industry, with the single exception that they redirect you to another site. That at the end doesn't really help a customer, because if you're looking to plan an event, no matter what type of event it is, and you're looking for products and services, what's the difference if you go to a marketplace, you click a link and it takes you to somebody's website and you still have to go through the same process versus doing a Google search? So what I end up doing is I created a platform that allows vendors to not only put their products, physical products that they can rent, but also the services that they provide, and also other companies like caterers who want to be able to push certain dishes that they make. So it's not only for rental. Eventually, my plan is to have companies from all parts of the industry on the site, which makes it an easy catalog for a person to come onto the site. And when they plan on planning an event, eventually they can get from A to Z everything that they need, whether it's something that's being rented or something that's being sold to them, or or a service that's being provided to them, all with a single booking management. So when they plan an event, they don't have to sift through their emails and figure out, well, when is this being delivered and when is that being delivered? Did the booking go through? Is it confirmed? They can just log in and see from A to Z everything with one booking related to that event.
I think that's just genius. Just to make event planning, just planning any type of event, whether big or small, this really cool, very sleek package, one-stop shop. So I think that's just amazing. Guys, you definitely got to check out Easy Time Rental. And I think I need to create another, I love, photo shoots. I love creative photo shoots. So between Sid's chairs, thrones, and then KL's fashion, when you guys check out his website, that's just a perfect. I just need a husband, and then Lynette can marry me. Okay, go ahead. Reverend Lynette. So what, you are all about love. You're all about showcasing and celebrating love.
Absolutely.
Has that changed during this time? Has it become more intense or intimate? Not intense, but just more intimate, more creative? Like, what has changed or what has remained the same, whether for the, for good, for bad? What do you think?
Okay, you used a perfect word, intense. It's become intense, but different. I think people are recognizing the true value or the true meaning, excuse me, of marriage. And what's happening now is that people are, they've had to become more flexible, number one. Number two, they had to reassess what it is that they're trying to do. A, you're trying to get married. Now, you can't have all of the music and everything per se. You can't have it with the big crowd. You can't have it 50 and 100 people, but you can have 10 of your most closest, loving family and friends of, there with you. I think with them, we talk to them, my officiants and I, because I have an agency. Our agency is Officiant on Call Marriage Service Agency, and I work with 10 other officiants. And with them, we talk about how we can make these weddings special, since they have to be altered per se. They can't go out and have it at the venues or anything. But
Yeah.
so many people are becoming so, I guess, enlightened, and they're finding new ways to service the couples. Like you said, you have an event space that you have space. That's the big word here, space.
Yes.
And people might have smaller crowds, where not even a crowd, but they might have less people involved, but they have space to do it in. So you have the 6 feet,
Yes.
so
Yes.
you got the perfect space for that, and that's, you couldn't ask for anything better, than to be able to have the wedding that you might have to change a little bit. You might have to become a little flexible in how you do things. However, you can still have that wedding.
Yes.
Now, with what we provide custom services. This means that if you want to have candles or a sand ceremony, or if you want to do what is this, hand fasting or hand washing, feet washing, we do all of that. We incorporate all of that into our ceremonies, not all of them at once. Now, don't get me wrong, it gets a little crazy after.
Yes, I'm sure.
You can pick 1 or 2 items and say, okay, this is what I like to do. And even though we're not so much doing the hand washing of the feet because of the COVID, and we have to be mindful of this sort of thing, we're still doing the candle ceremonies. We're still doing the sand ceremony. And all of these things, you can create the ceremony of your dreams. And those are traditional elements. You could say your vows instead of going to the courthouse and just say, okay, here's how you do it. And sometimes the officiant there will allow you to, say your own thing. We kind of relax the rules on, okay, giving you a very sterile type of ceremony. We make it more personable for you. We say the prayers. We say the things that, that mean most to you. Maybe you're not religious. Maybe you're spiritual. And maybe you just want something to reflect your spirituality. Maybe you have 2 different religions coming together, 2 faiths coming together. We reflect all of that, and we do it with the respect for both cultures. And we're still doing it. We're just doing it a little different. That's all.
And you know what? I think different is good. I was speaking with Kathy Gelman of Sparkle and Ink last time, a couple weeks ago, and she's the one that her company does invitations. And I
Nice.
does it doesn't even touch what she does. When she called, when she named her company Sparkle and Ink, it really is it's beautiful what she creates for her couples. And one of the things that she said that stuck with me was, she said she and her husband wanted to make their wedding unique. And so she has always kept that in mind, especially now. She tells her couples, she wants whatever she creates for them to be for them and to be unique to them. So I think at a time like this, when you're creating these ceremonies to be unique to the couple and to be reflective of that couple, that is unique, because there's a place for tradition, and there's a place for tradition. Yes, Carmen Colon, different beliefs. She says, I love it.
Yes.
There's a time and place for tradition. Tradition is a beautiful thing. However, there's a time and place for when we need to be who we are. We need our ceremonies, our celebrations to reflect who we are. Because when you look at wedding ceremonies and you look at, when I found out where the bridal march song came from, I was like, oh, it's from that, it's from an opera where the bride is being marched to her death.
Yes. It's like, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Change that music. Change that
music. So, and then you hear people saying the white dress, wearing the white dress. And that started with Queen Elizabeth. That wasn't something that was always traditional. And when you see this gown that KL shows in the episode, he just shows that, you can be whatever you want, that uniqueness.
Absolutely.
And I think having an event planner such as
Mhm.
Carmen,
Mhm.
look, she says, I'm engaged to a Jewish man and I want to incorporate his beliefs.
Oh, easy. I do it all the time.
So now you need to drop who you are. You said you put down where to find you. So now, Lynette, you need to put in where people can find you. And so, so she wants a wedding. And by the way, Carmen Cologne, folks, I don't know if you know her, but she's an event planner. She's an amazing event planner, among other things. She has several businesses. So,
Oh, wow.
so yeah, she's a very, very interesting woman, beautiful woman, and she's just got she's amazing. But she wants that. See, she needs to find you. She needs you.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out
Go ahead.
there.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so she can find you. So, and Carmen, if you want a beautiful location, definitely check out Sid. He's got these amazing, amazing places and just whatever you need for the wedding. So now we're going to stay on that vein of being unique. I want to introduce KL Allen of Perfect Populations. KL, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on your show. As I've spoken to you before, I love your energy, and I look forward to talking about the services that I do.
Oh my gosh, Kale, I'm just so happy to have you. And I want you to really, we just finished talking about having that unique wedding and having that opportunity to represent your couple, your marriage in the way that you want. So every bride is unique. Every bride has a unique body type, but every bride has one thing in mind. She wants to look her best. She wants to be queen for the day. She wants everybody to be all eyes on her. So what can this bride? Oh, Carmen says she needs a wedding gown. She needs a wedding dress.
I got you, Carmen. I got you.
Carmen, stay tuned. Watch this episode. You're gonna see this gown that he has. That's all I can say.
That's not even. That's like last season's gown, but I got some new stuff. Yeah, as you can see on Instagram and social media. So yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Like I think especially when you're going into your wedding, that's your one big day. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I like to be different. I've always been out of the box. I've always been wanted to wear something that just doesn't fit in with everybody else, or that's tradition. You can still go a traditional route. I'm not saying that you can't go a traditional route, but I feel like this is your special day. So depending on how you look at it, it could be a dress that's customly created that you can pass down from generations to generations. And that's where I would come into play. Going into certain bridal shops, you may not always find exactly what you're looking for. But if you come to someone that, does custom designs, they could see your vision, they can see your body type, they can fit you, and they can just mold that dress to shape you and make it amazing. You know what I mean? Make it best. Make you stand out in the wedding, because as we know, certain dresses are already pre-made, so you might not get the right, fitting that makes you look, taller, or make you look more slim, or make you just look more, however you want to look. You know what I mean? So when you hire someone like me that's that does custom designs, I could come in and I can assess your body type. I could assess your height. I could assess your measurements, and I could just make, the dream wedding based upon your ideas, and sprinkle in a little bit of my my aesthetic, because I also have an aesthetic as well. So
yes. And the cool part is when everybody's able, let me come out of this, somebody has feedback, because I don't know where, I'm trying to figure out where it is, fam.
I wonder if it's me.
I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's keep it going. But what I love about what you just said is that you, and I know we've spoken about this, but you will work with the client and just help her to bring whatever she has in her mind, bring it to reality, and bring it to a lot of times we're inspired by pieces that we see. I know there are dresses that I'm like, oh my God, that dress is just gorgeous, and I put it on just because and I know people won't believe me, but as an athlete, it's really hard to find things that fit you unless you are an athlete. A lot of people are like, oh no, you got the perfect body. I'm like, but we have very broad shoulders and small waist and big legs. And it's hard to find a gown that will fit you and make you feel, just it'll fit in the right places and not be baggy in other places. You want to look beautiful. So for you to find what she has in mind, because I'm a unique person. I'm just like Carmen. Carmen says, I'm extra. I'm like, no, you're not extra. You're just unique. So, because I'm right there with her. Alexander Jean-Baptiste, he's shopping for a venue for September 2020. Alexander, then you need to definitely check out Sid. I'm going to put up his info as well. Definitely check out Sid at easytimerental.com if you're looking for a venue. And Alexander, if you're looking for a suit for that particular event, you need to check out KL Allen. So definitely that. If you want to be looking top notch at your event, there you go. So KL, the fact that you're able to help a vision become reality, that's just an amazing thing. And your pieces are just stunning. Can you tell us about your line that you have coming out right now?
So basically my brand is called Perfect Population by KL Allen. My aesthetic, I love the silhouettes of the 50s. So I've taken to that, but I also love like being fashion forward and being futuristic. So I've kind of taken it on a niche of combining those two. But when it comes to my customers, I pretty much I like to make them feel different. You know what I mean? If they come to me for something, I want them to feel like when they walk in a room, they're the only one that everyone's staring at. That's basically what my line is all about. So my line now, I have a collection coming out in February, and it's going to be at Milan Fashion Week. And it's pretty much like, I would say my best collection to date. I put a lot of thought into it. I wanted to be, I pretty much worked myself up to being international for quite some time. So with this line, it'll showcase a lot of high-end pieces. Like I said, I do like the 50s. I do like the Victorian era. I like being futuristic. So it just kind of combines all those elements of what I'm inspired by.
I love that. I love the concept of this bringing the past, that tradition with that new neo spin. I'm like a big fan of the urban tribe, like the neo tribal theme. So for you to say, I'm going to bring the Victorian era, and now we have that show Bridgerton, that's on. I mean, that's like perfect, perfect timing for it. To have all those pieces coming out. So we have, Carmen was saying, she said, we need to hide those unwanted places. Yes, ma'am. We want our best features to shine and the lesser, I'm not going to call them the worst, but the lesser features to kind of take a seat in the back. Take a seat back there. And all the beautiful features that we love about ourselves to just shine. Oh, she loves Bridgerton. I just started. So, everybody's loving this show. So I definitely got to watch it. But I just want, let's not forget. So KL, you have this beautiful, amazing line coming out. People, please come out and definitely check his site out. Can you tell us what, I was checking your website and I noticed that this season you have something written on your clothing. Tell them what you have written on it.
In terms of like the different phrases or because there's different pieces. So which piece?
There's one that you have that comes out when you first get on your website, and you have tights. They're on the backpack. They're on a pocketbook, and it has something to do with love.
Oh, love cannot be programmed. It cannot. Love
cannot. What brought that? What inspired that?
It has something to do with the whole futuristic element of my line, and also my life in general. When you're growing up, you think like, wow, the way I was raised, I felt like everything should have been like a happily ever after. Going into the real world, I really wasn't prepared to say that, like things happen, bad things happen. So I live my life thinking everything should be like, like a perfect moment or a perfect situation, and that's not always the case. So over time, I just feel like, love is one of those things that it grows. True love, if it's meant to be, it will be. It cannot be programmed. No one can, basically state that, oh, this is who I'm going to love, and this is how life is going to be, and this is what's going to happen 20 years down the line. I think you have to withstand the test of time, and I think that falls back into my line. Over time, you love someone, you grow, you build. You know what I'm saying. So when I created those items, I just truly felt in my heart that what I was going through, that love is something that cannot be programmed. Love is very, different. It's very unexpected. It's very, everything that you just, it's the opposite of what you would actually think in your mind. If that makes sense.
No, you said it. Look, love is work, right? It cannot be programmed. It can't be programmed. And even if it does get programmed, Sid is very familiar with, technology, and he's the one that created his website. Love is one of those things that there's no formula for it. It just is. It just is what it is. It exists as it is. You love unconditionally without question. You love the person for who they are.
It's like when you least expect it, that's when you fall in love. It's not like, oh, I see this person and I think I'm gonna be in love with. That's not love. Like, love is when you least expect it. It's like it comes out of nowhere, and like you said, it's hard work and you build. And like you said, it's hard work. You have to be willing to be open-minded, and you have to be willing to take some things. And I know everyone has a list of what they won't accept or what they will accept, but sometimes you have to mend that list. Sometimes you just have to be willing to sacrifice if it's truly worth it. I'm not saying that love is you got to just follow all these protocols. No, you just have to be willing to be open-minded and accept what you will accept.
I love it. I think you said it. You said it. You said it. You said it. I want everybody. Oh, look, Vanya says she is checking out your website as we speak. And what I want to mention to every woman out there, it's not for just the little slim Jims that you see on the magazines. Okay. KL will design any dress, any gown for you, for your body type.
Absolutely. So a lot of my sample pieces are, standard size 02, 04 models, but I design for every size type. I do not discriminate on anything. A lot of the pieces are custom made to order. So if you do order, we'll get your measurements and we will customize that piece for you until it fits you perfectly. Like, that's what my line stands for, is perfect population. I'm a perfectionist. I've always been that way. I know everything is not always going to be perfect, but I strive for perfection. That's basically
beautiful. Thank you so much. Guys, we have 2 minutes before we air the next episode, the final episode of Muscles and Stilettos. So I'm going to come back around. Sid, tell everybody where we can find you. They're looking for you. Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, you can find us at easytimerental.com. That's the letter E, the letter Z, timerental.com, or the word easy, timerental.com. We have the location that Dina was referring to, which is by the sea in Oceanside, which is Serenity by the Sea. And soon we're going to also be releasing an upstate property, which has a 50-foot waterfall for weddings, for events, any type of events. It has houses for vacation rentals. And we're also now looking into glamping cabins for the property also. It's on 50 acres.
Glamping. Oh, okay, so we're going to be talking. Fitter women. We're going to go glamping. Yes. Just saying. All right, Lynette, tell everybody where we can find you. You're on mute. Hold on, unmute. Okay, there you are. Go ahead.
Okay, you can find the Officiant on call at 405 RXR Plaza on the 4th floor at Uniondale, New York, 11556. And we're also online at officiantoncall.com. Check out Facebook and Instagram. We have loads of pictures there. and you can see brides past, present, and just come on
There you
and
go.
enjoy. You got a
And
lot to do there.
okay. Yay! And KL, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me at my website, www.perfectpopulation.com. You can email me, info@perfectpopulation.com. In a month or two, we're currently like kind of like pre-opening my showroom. If you're ever in the Atlanta area, I will have a showroom in boutique, probably around the end of February, March. We're kind of in the build out stage. I'm here right now. So if you're ever in Atlanta, just keep checking the website, and it should have the official address on there and the grand opening date. And so you'll be able to not only just shop online, but also come into our location, and we have a consultation room where you'll be able to kind of like go over sketches, sit down on the couch, have some wine, and then we have also a glam room because it's going to be a one-stop shop. So if you come here, you'll be able to get fitted for a design. You'll also be able to shop, and if you need hair and makeup services, we have a team of people that will be here. Once you schedule those appointments to also do those services as well.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. And here we go. Let's watch our new episode. My name is Orlandina Ballard, and I am the Fertile Woman. I'm an educator, motivator, professional bodybuilder. I am the People's Health Coach, here to help you to become your best selves. And this is Muscles and Stilettos.
I am Wonder Woman, a wonder of a woman, a creature so fearfully and wonderfully made that even my creator had to sit back and say, "Whoa, man, an amazing Amazon, protector to all. Hell hath not the few that I can unleash, should I on my lovely be scorned. Mother Earth, growing potential thoughts, potential ideas, birthing those ready to be born and those ready to be reborn."
Hey, Fit Fam, this is your girl, Orlandina Ballard, the Fitter Woman, the host of Muscles and Stilettos, and welcome to our wedding special. Fam, we know that right now with the pandemic and so much social unrest, we feel as if everything's been canceled. Everything that we've been looking forward to going and being a part of has just been canceled or postponed. But I want to remind you here on Muscles and Stilettos that love most definitely has not been canceled. So stay tuned as I welcome our very special guests. Hey fam, welcome back. I want to welcome here our very special guest, Reverend Lynette Gamillion Ellis of Officiants on Call. Welcome, Lynette.
Hey, how you doing, Orlandina?
How's everything going?
Oh, awesome.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and the fact that you have a company called Officiants on Call. I feel like it should be like Grubhub for weddings.
Well, this year I feel like that's exactly it. Things have changed
For weddings. Yeah.
so much. And I guess you could say I feel like that way because before when we had such a low, and then all of a sudden it picked up, but it picked up in such a way that it's not like any other wedding time that we've experienced in the past. As you said, I'm a wedding officiant. I'm the owner and founder of Officiant on Call Marriage Services Agency. We've adopted the agency this year, and we have 10 other officiants working with me. And what we do is we're a non-denominational agency that we marry all people everywhere. And what's happened is through the pandemic, We went from doing the venues, the lovely settings and everything, to much more intimate settings, home, in parks. We're everywhere.
Wow.
In parking lots.
What is the most unique place you've had to perform a wedding? Since these, everything is so different now.
Okay, right. Well, I just said it, in the parking lot.
Parking lot of what? Like,
In the parking lot of our building. I had a couple that needed to get married, or wanted to get married. They had to wait. They've been waiting since before. Yes, since the pandemic. And they were anxious. They didn't know whether their paperwork was still good or what they had to do. They weren't getting any feedback from City Hall. And finally, somebody was able to reach out to them from City Hall saying, you have to marry now, today, or your paperwork has to go back in the pile. So they called me. They said, we're just here. Can you marry? Hall that was a little nicer than, granted they had to move their venue up, or some had to give it up completely because the dates moved into other people's dates. So people have been rushing around trying to find a way to do it. But we've been pretty creative.
Would you say that you've had to be very flexible in all of this?
Oh yes, absolutely.
How so? Because I know that marriage, even just the concept of marriage is changing. It was always traditional man, woman. So in the planning, I see we have to be flexible. We have to be flexible in our mindset and thoughts about it.
Yes.
So have you had to be flexible or work with couples and just help them to be flexible?
Yes.
How so?
What we had to do so far is, okay, the couples who are able to move up their date because the new date was open, but maybe their date that they originally wanted this year was special to them. Maybe that was the date that they met. So what we did was we married them in an intimate ceremony in the backyard or a park or something, so that they can keep their date that they wanted on their wedding. And then after that, we also granted them the opportunity to, we'll marry them on the date for next year as well. So we didn't let them lose the date, and the service of having an officiant or having to go out and get another officiant. What we did was we married them on both dates.
Well, you know what? I think that's cool. And I'm happy that they were even flexible enough. Because a lot of times, you grow up with, at least for, the women, we grow up with this concept of what our wedding day is going to be like. It's going to be sunshine, the birds, the doves, the butterflies, and all of that. Yeah. And now to have all of that taken away from you because of what's going on, it really... It messes with you.
It messes with the whole concept of what you had growing up as a girl, or maybe thinking of it all these months, how things were going to be, and then all of a sudden to have a brick thrown at you and say, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody felt that it was okay to change. Some people, and rightfully so, because they had that dream alive in their mind for so many, years or months or whatever, where they wanted that big, beautiful wedding with the venue and everything. And I understood, but others rolled with the punches, went with it. And one of my brides said, you know what? I love this even more, because what they both came to the conclusion was it was like 12, no, it wasn't 12 people. No, it was about close to 20 people that were there. And they loved the fact that was that was who they needed to be there. They had their parents, their closest friends and family. And she says, we were planning something with over 100 people, and everybody who matters to me is here right now. That was beautiful. I loved it.
So what sets you apart from the other wedding officiants out there? What makes you so unique?
What makes us so unique? Okay. Well, I'm not saying that we're the only one, because we're not. We're a wedding officiant agency. And what we do is what is it that we do? We take more our time. We're not only an agency, but the people who are working with me, I train them. I also train my officiants. So they go out and they are an image of me, and what I do is I help them so that they won't go out there cold. Like I started cold, where, okay, I had to learn how to write ceremonies. I had to learn how to be that person, or to try to fix myself so I'll be the ministerial type. But I realized I'm not the type. I'm not your everyday minister. I wanted to be the friend. I wanted to be that person that could help them to understand why they were coming to me, why they were getting married. I wanted to be all of that. I wanted to be that best friend, that mom, that aunt, and I think the people that are joining me on my journey are like that as well. So I train my officiants so that they won't go out there cold. Like I said, they'll know how to communicate with their couples. They know what to do. They know how to structure a ceremony and then some. So that's what I believe sets us apart from others.
So now, can you tell me what is your favorite part of a wedding ceremony? Or just a wedding, not just a ceremony, but from beginning to end, what's your favorite part?
When I hear my brides and my grooms speak their vows, I think it's the most sweet, especially when they do their own. They don't understand how big that is. When the man is some guys, they will be, I'm not saying anything, and then the day of, can I say something? I can say whatever you want. It's your day. And the man who and this happens so many times, he doesn't like to speak. He doesn't like to say anything. Then all of a sudden, he clears his throat and he comes out with the most beautiful, beautiful love, speakings of love and gratitude. And I have been brought to tears on more than one occasion.
Oh my God.
And I have to tell you, we were at the Women's Pavilion in Central Park, and it was a young man and woman, they were getting married, and he started to speak. When I tell you, it was the first time somebody really took me down like that.
Wow.
And I listened to him, and his words, you knew that they were coming from that special place in the heart. And I went to speak, and I said, oh, excuse me, I'm trying to forget it. I said, I can't believe it, minister, you can't do this to me. I've been through this road too many times. But you heard his heart speak. And it was so plain and so simple and so loving. That has to be one of my most precious times right there.
I love it. That's beautiful. I do. I love the vows, especially when they write their vows and you're like, this person took their time, because like some people are speakers, some people are not. So when it's the one that really doesn't speak a lot, that's when you gotta watch out. They're the ones that really took time to say what they wanted to say.
Yes.
After that, it's for me, the next part is when they say, all right, everybody, get on the dance floor. I'm there.
Let's go.
I'm good. And I'm a party animal. I love that. You sound like you create amazing and beautiful and unique weddings. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me at officiantoncall.com. Reverend Lynette at officiantoncall.com. Our number is 347-229-7714.
Reverend Lynette, I want to thank you again for sharing what you do, sharing how you celebrate love in all its many facets. And I cannot wait to do more with you and just
Same here.
you grow and bring more officiants with you. We appreciate you and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And you have a great day. And keep it going, girl. Keep it going.
You got it. You got it.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com. KeishaGems.com.
Hey, Fit Fam, this is your girl, Orlandina Valen, and I am the Fitter Woman. Welcome to our special edition of Muscles and Stilettos, the wedding special. Today we have our special guest, KL Allen from Atlanta. He is one of the premier fashion designers, and today we're going to be talking about the special dress. Hello, KL. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, and thank you for having me, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
I am a fashion designer. I have a fashion label called Perfect Population by KL Allen. I started my line in 2007, and it kind of took off from there. I've worked with like countless of celebrities here in Atlanta and, nationwide. Some of the housewives, some of the Love and Hip Hop cast, Fantasia, just a slew of celebrities, and I'm so honored to be a part of this platform and give my advice on that special wedding gown and some of the do's and don'ts. So thank you for having me.
So for weddings, what would you say is your favorite part of a wedding? Being a guest, or whether as a guest or whether as a designer, what do you think is your favorite part of weddings?
My favorite part of the wedding is the vows. Like the words that you express to each other before you say I do. I feel like that moment in itself is just something that you're really just speaking from your heart, and it is very touching. You know what I mean? So that's something that you'll always remember, that moment on what your partner said to you, during the vow moment. And then I think another part of it is like the reception after, where everyone's together, they're having fun, they're celebrating, they're enjoying, they're laughing, they're dancing. I think that's that right there is the kick, because it's bringing in so many people to enjoy this moment, and it's a great moment.
I would agree with you. The vows are just so beautiful. The vows are, when you hear, that's what to me makes it personal. And when they have a really good officiant to make it even more personalized, it's just a joy. So now when a woman goes into a bridal shop or a couturier, they come in with this concept of the dress. How does a woman know what dress is perfect for her? Is it a vibe that she gets, or are there other things that she needs to consider?
I think it's a variation. It's a vibe, but more so a feeling. Like it's that moment, like like this is the dress. Not only does this look good, this is something that I have been seeing for so long. Like people, it's weird, but you go through life and you see different wedding gowns, you see different things from here and there, and once you get to that moment where you're actually trying on the wedding gowns and you're filling them out, in your head, I think before going in there, you know what you want. But it isn't until you put it on, until you feel like this is the dress for me. It's the look. It fits me perfectly. I know that it's gonna be memorable. I know that this is my dress. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more than a feeling. It's like a total package of different things that you come to realize, like the fit, the look, the color, how it's gonna, make me feel when I'm walking down the aisle. This dress will live on forever, that type of thing.
Yeah, it's true. 'Cause, like, if I find a dress that I love, it's the fabric, it's the cut, and you're looking in the mirror and you're like, "Oh, you a bad girl." You just feel so good when you walk out, and then you put it all together. You got the hair, the accessories that perfect it. So like when you walk into a space, it's like you feel so good. Your confidence just goes off
Right.
the chart. So I agree. Would you say that it would be in a bride's interest to just get something off the rack, or would it be better for her to work with a designer such as yourself, someone who can make a custom-made dress for her?
Well, being biased, I'm
Of
gonna
course not. Ah.
I'm gonna say because I'm a designer, I feel like custom made gowns. Like I feel like that moment where you sit with the designer for the consultation, you sketch out, they sketch out your idea of what you think is your dream gown. There's just a lot of things that if you go into a store and you go off the rack, there are certain things that can't be changed. But with the designer, you're able to modify those things or enhance those things or add different things to that dress that just makes it perfect. You know what I mean?
Okay. Why did you even get into creating gowns? Like, I see this beautiful gown behind you, by the way. It just looks so intricate and so involved. I'm like, how do you even take all that fabric and mush it all together and create that? Because when I see fabric, my mom, she would make us little dresses when we were little kids. So I would see her getting patterns and, the sewing machine with her and my grandmother. It just always amazed me how you could take a bolt of fabric, and especially as much fabric as this dress is behind you, like just to take this piece together and make something so marvelous.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I kind of grew up as an artist. My mother, she taught me how to draw. Like she used to draw these little figurines of women with like afros, and they would have the curves and everything. And it just was so appealing to me. So like I started learning how to draw. And then, my grandmother, she stayed in the house with us. So she raised me as well as my mother. So she used to sew quilts and everything like that. So when we were younger, to kind of keep us like quiet and, settle down, she would just give us a needle and thread to kind of teach us how to sew little things or whatever. So when I was younger, we used to have the little treasure trolls or whatever. And the treasure trolls used to be naked. And I'm like, I felt like I didn't have enough money to like go and just buy the treasure trolls like clothes, because they would sell like the clothes for them. So I would take the fabric that she had, which she would actually cut up fabric from like older clothes. So we would take the fabrics and we would cut up older clothes, and that would be the fabric. So I started sewing little shorts for them and everything like that, and it just kind of became like not an obsession, but I want to be one day. I want to have a clothing line.
So let me ask you this. So we're getting back to the dress. So what are certain things that a bride should look for when she walks into the bridal shop, whether with a custom-made dress or a gown? What are certain things that she should look for when it comes to finding that perfect dress?
Well, first, I think we should start with her budget. This is a memorable moment. Weddings are expensive.
Yes.
You don't want to go into a wedding overdoing it to the point where you starting your marriage off with a big financial debt. So I don't want to encourage going for the most expensive dress. I want to encourage, okay, this is my budget. Let's see, what I can get for my budget. So let's start there. So once you start with that budget, then you can go into the store. And then the next thing you would start with is, the fabric. Fabric makes a big, big difference in how the dress will fit on you. You have different types of fabric. So you want to go with a fabric that will fit perfectly on your body. Let's start there. Then you want to go next to the color. A lot of people are traditional. They like traditional white. I feel like we're in an age now where you can play with different colors. So myself, I would encourage, go with a color that will enhance your skin. Go with something that you feel like this is gonna be beautiful. You know what I mean? So let's not be afraid to touch on colors. And then once you go to there, then let's start with the shape of the dress. You know, do you want an A-line dress? You know, A-line dress is the traditional one that flares out at the bottom. It just kind of all depends on your body type.
So you're all for saying, do away with the traditional white dress. And the funny thing, like when you look at the history of the white dress, like bridal gowns weren't always white. Things like Queen Elizabeth or somebody came down the aisle wearing white, and so everybody decided to, you know, follow fashion and start to go white. So now you're saying, go ahead and do away with the white.
Right.
Do something colorful, do something different, and I like that. I like that. Just do something different. Do something unique and do something that fits you and suits you and your style.
Right, absolutely.
And smart. And watch your budget.
That budget will you know, I know sometimes you think like, hey, you know, I'm going in here and I know I'm spending $1,000 on this gown, but then you may see the gown that's $10,000 and you like, well, you know, it's my only day. Let me, you know, go over there and try to get this $10,000 gown. You kind of, you know, you don't have to go with the first one you see. Like if you know, if that dress is $10,000 and you know your budget is $1,000, you know, go around, like look at different places and see if you can, you know, find what you are looking for your budget before you just jump in and get that $10,000 gown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what is the difference? Like you go in and you see these different price points. What is the difference between like a $300 gown and a $3,000 gown? Because, you know, if I go into those name brand, those like a David Bridal or something like that, they have gowns at different price points. How can I tell, okay, this is definitely a $300 gown, or this gown is a $3,000 gown, but it's not really worth $3,000? How can you differentiate?
A lot depends on different variations. Like you may have, I don't want to like discredit anybody and say I know the name design, because it could be a name to someone, but it just might not be a recognizable name. So they could just be, you know, stock item gowns, you know, with the store that are just like discounted, or, you know, they're a cheaper material. They're a little bit more simple in style, not too much detailing. And then as we go up the chain of, you know, name brand, it may be, you know, a name brand gown that's known by, you know, a major wedding gown designer, Vera Wang or somebody. And then you get into the custom options. Custom options are a little different because now you're doing custom, and now you're adding in different variations, beading, appliques, ruffles, you know, hand sewing, hand stitching. So it kind of depends on the level of gown that you're getting, the fabric, the name, you know, and if it's pre-made, if it's a, you know, a stock item, discounted item, or a very high-end brand design.
So, KL, where can we find you?
You can find me on social media under on Instagram at KL Extraordinaire. That's with an X, KL Extraordinaire. And then you can find me on Facebook under KL Extraordinaire with an X.
Well, I really wanted to thank you for being on this very special episode of The Wedding Show. And this episode was created to celebrate love. There's a lot of sadness in the world right now, and we want to show that love is most definitely still here. And meeting people like you and the other features just gives everyone hope that there are people out there who are waiting and willing and ready to help you celebrate your special day, making it even more unique with the services and the products and their gifts, their talents. So I want to thank you again for being on the show.
Well, thank you for
having you again.
Yeah, I would love to come on any topic you want to talk about fashion. You know, check me out. I'm your guy. And you know, you can get some of my other colleagues on here as well. They do different things in fashion as well. So you never know who you'll see next.
Well, I'm telling you, you definitely be back on Muscles and Stilettos this upcoming season because there we are going to be talking about dressing Natasha. Finding Natasha. So you are definitely welcome. You're going to be coming back and definitely bring your colleagues as well because on the show I see you have so many different types of personalities, and I know that the women that watch my show, each of those personalities will go with them. So it'd be nice to see how. So I'm like, I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. It's been such a pleasure and such amazing opportunity to come kind of discuss that. It's taken me out of my comfort zone and kind of discussing different things that I work on, but I haven't had the chance to kind of really like give my opinion on it. So I'm so honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, fam. So that was KL, and you'll be seeing more of him very, very, very soon in the upcoming seasons of Muscles and Stilettos, where he's going to be talking about fashion and just how to dress for your body type and how to go from work and to hanging out with the girls and how your fashion can just be so flexible. And you can have various pieces that'll make you all feel wonderful. So, fam, be bigger, be fitter, be stronger, and as always, be good to you. So, Fit Fam, thank you so much for joining us on this very special episode of Muscles and Stilettos. With that, Fit Fam, be bigger, be fitter, be stronger, be good to you, and remember that love just is. Thank you so much, guys. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay, good. So I just wanted to say again, I wanted to thank you all. And you definitely will be seeing Sydney again. You'll be seeing Reverend Lynette. You'll be hearing from her again. And you most definitely will be hearing more from KL Allen in terms of just how to dress our body. So you all have been hearing me drop the name Natasha a lot. Natasha is you. Natasha is me. Natasha is every woman who has just been looking to get reconnected and reacquainted with herself and just, wanting to hear and relearn the sound of her heart. And we're all going to do that together as a tribe. And I want to let you all know what we have coming up. We have a couple of events coming up. I'm going to share this with you on, yay. Hold on. If I could send this to you guys. I don't think you guys can see this. I'll share it. But we have a Galentine's Day special coming up on February 12th. We have a Journey to Love. We're going to be talking all about love throughout the month of February. And we're also going to be doing something called A Little Bit of Love, which is where we're going to be giving away a box of love to those nominated to receive love. These are people who we know in our lives who are always giving of themselves, and we want to acknowledge that. So by giving them a box of love. More information will be coming out about that soon. You'll be able to see it on my website, thefitterwoman.com. So I'm going to just go round robin. Sydney, any last words for our audience?
Well, I'd like to just wish everybody, this health and happiness for this year, and hope that their family remains safe during this pandemic situation going on right now.
Thank you, Sid. Reverend Lynette. You're on mute. Let me see. Unmute. You're muted. Uh-huh. Your mic isn't connected. I think that's what it is. We can't hear you. I'm sorry. Oh, she's blowing us kisses. KL Allen, any parting words?
Piggybacking off of Sydney, just make sure everyone's family is, safe, masked up, happy and healthy. And I just wish the best for everyone going forward in this new year. We've had a rough 2020, so we just go forward in 2021 and just be optimistic, make sure you're taking care of yourself, being healthy, and just striving to be the best you that you can be this year.
Perfect. I couldn't have said it any better. So I want everyone just to come away with those words from all of our beautiful guests, all our wonderful guests. Fam, be bigger, be fitter, be stronger. And the biggest word that kept ringing throughout this interview today was be unique. Be the unconventional beauty that you are. Be love, walk in light. And as always, take good care of yourself because this is the only you that there is. Good night, fam.